Have you ever wondered what you would do if, in an instant, everything you believed in most suddenly vanished? Imagine losing all at once: the security of your routine, the comfort of your family, the prosperity of your home, and even the very health that sustained you. This is the unsettling question that echoes in the story of Job, a man whose faith was tested in unimaginable ways, and that invites us to reflect on the true meaning of resilience and hope. If this reflection touched your heart, go ahead and leave your like to support this video. Job lived a life that, in the eyes of many, was the picture of divine blessing. His existence was marked by abundance. He had a close-knit family, wealth that testified to his dedication and hard work, and an unwavering faith that illuminated every gesture and every word. His daily life overflowed with gratitude and trust, and he was respected by everyone who knew him. Yet, behind this apparent perfection, a mystery was hidden. Is true faith capable of withstanding the greatest storms of life? On a day that seemed as ordinary as any other, fate decided to show its cruelest side. Unexpected calamities began to befall Job. His flocks, which represented not only his wealth but also the fruit of his dedication to the land, were decimated by ruthless natural disasters. Then an even greater tragedy shook his world. His sons and daughters, heirs to a hope and a love that seemed eternal, were taken from his life in a devastating accident. And as if that weren't enough, a cruel disease began to haunt his body, turning each day into a painful and lonely battle. If you believe in the power of faith even in the face of adversity, comment below on how you overcome your challenges. Imagine, for a moment, the whirlwind of emotions that must have overwhelmed Job's heart. Amid so much loss, he found himself face to face with the abyss of despair, questioning the justice and the reason behind such an unyielding fate. Why me? He wondered as silent tears streamed down his face, carrying the weight of a suffering that seemed endless. And have you ever felt so helpless that existence itself seemed like a cruel enigma, where pain overshadowed any trace of hope? Job's response did not come in the form of easy consolation or ready-made words from friends. On the contrary, those who approached him, friends and acquaintances, brought with them explanations that, more often than not, confused rather than clarified. Some suggested that this punishment was the result of some hidden sin. Others claimed that the suffering was in itself a divine test to purify the soul. But for Job, none of these answers seemed adequate to explain the depth of his anguish. He yearned for a deeper understanding, a hidden reason that connected each misfortune to his very existence. Amid the pain, Job plunged into long solitary reflections. On dark nights, when silence seemed to scream amidst the loneliness, he devoted himself to intense prayers and meditations. Each prayer was a cry for answers, each sigh, an attempt to find meaning in what appeared to be irrational chaos. Is there a hidden purpose in all this suffering? He wondered as his gaze wandered among the stars, searching for a sign that even in pain life held some hope. It was in that silence, filled with questions and anguish, that Job discovered that true faith is not revealed in the absence of challenges, but in the ability to persist and find light even when everything around turns to darkness. Don't forget to share this video with someone who needs this message of hope. And it is precisely here that Job's story becomes so powerful for us. Amidst adversities, he did not succumb to despair. On the contrary, he transformed every tear, every sleepless night, into a stepping stone toward a deeper understanding of existence. He learned that suffering, no matter how cruel it may be, can be the catalyst for inner transformation, an invitation to rethink values, to rediscover the essence of faith, and to recognize that behind every pain there is always a seed of renewal. You who are following this narrative, have you ever found yourself in a situation where each day seemed like an insurmountable battle? Have you ever felt that the world was conspiring against you, even when you fought with all your might to keep hope alive? Job's journey teaches us that even in the darkest moments, it is possible to find a spark of light, a reason to carry on, and to transform pain itself into a driving force for overcoming. Over time, what seemed like a sentence of despair began to reveal new contours in Job's life. Gradually, his anguish gave way to a serene wisdom, and suffering transformed into a strict but just teacher, guiding him to a state of renewed understanding. He came to realize that trials, no matter how devastating, carried with them the opportunity to grow and evolve. With each challenge overcome, his faith grew stronger, and his soul gained a new brilliance, as if it had been polished by the hands of a divine craftsman. In a moment of deep introspection, when the pain seemed to have reached its peak, a subtle revelation made itself known. It was not grandiose words or spectacular manifestations, but a silence that spoke louder than any discourse. Job understood that life does not always offer easy explanations for the tragedies that befall us, but that every experience, no matter how bitter, contributes to the building of a more resilient and aware human being. It was at that moment that he reconnected with an authentic faith, a faith that is not based on the certainty of a predictable destiny, but on the conviction that, even amidst chaos, there is an invisible order governing the universe. And so, as you reflect on this intense journey, it is important to ask yourself, what would you do if confronted with such profound suffering? Could you see in the pain the possibility of a rebirth, the chance to transform every tear into a step toward a fuller life? Job invites us to this introspection, to face head-on the fears and uncertainties that dwell within us, so that we may emerge stronger and wiser than we ever imagined. If this message has inspired you, leave your comment sharing your experience and share the video so that more people may be inspired. At the end of this whirlwind of trials, Job's life experienced a surprising turnaround. Not only were his possessions and his family restored, but he became a symbol of the human capacity to reinvent oneself. His testimony came to inspire generations, reminding us that even when everything seems lost, there is always the possibility of a new dawn. And that lesson is, perhaps, the most valuable legacy we can extract from his story, the certainty that true faith is strengthened not in the absence of difficulties, but in the courage to face them, to question them, and ultimately to overcome them. Therefore, as this narrative unfolds before your eyes, allow yourself to dive deeply into every emotion, into every dilemma that Job faced. Let his words resonate within you and inspire you to seek, amid adversities, that light which often hides behind the shadows. Remember that every challenge, no matter how unbearable it may seem, carries within it the seed of a powerful transformation, an opportunity to rewrite your own story with more courage, more wisdom, and above all, more faith. May Job's journey serve not only as an account of suffering and loss but also as an invitation to reflect on the true nature of existence. May you, with every difficulty faced, find the strength to rise again, turning each obstacle into a stepping stone toward a new understanding of yourself and the world. After all, it is in adversity that we discover the depth of our soul and the immensity of our potential to overcome. And you, dear viewer, have you ever encountered moments when, even in the face of despair, a small spark of hope insisted on shining? What lessons have you drawn from the challenges that life presented to you? Let these questions echo in your heart and lead you on a personal journey of self-knowledge and renewal. For, just like Job, we all have the capacity to transform pain into wisdom and sadness into a lesson that makes us better. While watching this story, allow yourself to believe that even when the world seems to crumble, there is always a hidden reason that propels us forward. May every tear transform into strength, and every dark night into a prelude to a new dawn. May faith, even when shaken, find in you the courage to reinvent yourself and build a future filled with light and hope. May this journey of Job be a powerful reminder. Life is a constant dance between pain and redemption, between doubt and the certainty that after the storm, calm will always come. And so, at the end of this narrative, may you feel inspired to face every challenge with an open heart, knowing that even in the darkest hours, the flame of faith is capable of illuminating the path to renewal. This is the message that Job's story brings us. No matter how deep the darkness may be, there is always a light ready to guide us, and every trial is an opportunity to discover the true essence of our existence. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, comment, and share so that this message reaches more people. Until the next video, stay with God.